Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're back with more NieR Automata.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Hello, Doodles. Let's go to
Okay, let's
chapter
move on to the
select.
next thing.
Of course, Doodles is here. Was there any doubt? I mean, technically, we can just go straight to the tower if we wanted to. Decisions. Oh, they really let you go through.
Are you chapter selecting?
Yeah, I'm debating on where we want to start the chapter select.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go straight to the.
Big climax.
Actually, we're going to start just outside the tower for the second. And the reason why is I want to get into some of the info. And then
Mm-hmm.
we can jump forward. It's thinking. Ah, and we have contact initiated. No, this protocol is not.
Mm.
They're questioning the standard transmission. So they're using a substandard transmission.
Known as speech.
No, they're in the check system dialogue.
That's right.
They're working things out, so.
Yeah, but, it may be so, and it may not be so is not the most useful of...
Yeah, but they're suddenly realizing they have a consciousness, as it were.
Physical check complete. Memory check complete. Maintenance mode complete. Yorha Unit 9S. Activate. Good morning, 9S.
5 more minutes.
Am I...
Analysis. The enemy structural unit collapsed during battle. Unit 9S suffered damage from the fall and was placed in emergency suspend mode. Fall location was deemed too dangerous, thus said unit was transported to current location. All system checks and reactivation complete.
Operator.
Operator model 210 is deceased. Black box signal not found.
Okay.
We knew the situation was bad when we looted into it.
Yeah. Machine Research Report. Overview. While the machine life form network was destroyed following the collapse of the tower, a great deal of previously unknown information regarding machine life forms and aliens was recovered from the wreckage. As part of this analysis, we compiled research and conjecture regarding both machine life form network and the life form codename Into, commonly known as the Red Girls, that was thought to have been commanding them. Machine life forms are weapons created by aliens. Only command given from their behavior was to defeat the enemy. However, it appears that their capacity for growth and evolution went too far, and they eventually turned and killed on their creators. At this point, machine life forms recognized that the goal of defeating the enemy actually required an enemy. In order to maintain the singular objective, they reached the contradictory conclusion that the current enemies, the androids, could not be annihilated completely unless they no longer have an enemy to defeat.
Yeah.
In order to resolve this inherent contradiction, the machine life forms began initially causing deficiencies in their network, diversifying the vectors of evolution for all machines. This is the cause behind some of the more special machine forms, such as Pascal and the Forest King. Meanwhile, the deficient network began repeating the process of self-repair while incorporating surrounding information until it was finally reached a fixed state as a new form of network. Traces of information regarding human memories from the quantum server of the old models were discovered, indicating that it had integrated them during the final stage of its growth process. Said server contains a record of the discarded Project Gestalt, as well as information on the human who was the first successful example of the Gestalt process. Having acquired information regarding humanity, the network structure changed once more, becoming what might better be called a meta-network, or a concept borrowed the words of the machines. This led directly to the formation of the ego we identify as N2. So then, to sum up, for hundreds of years we've been fighting a network of machines with the ghost of humanity at its core. We've been living in a stupid fucking world where fighting an endless war that we couldn't possibly lose for all the sake of some Council of Humanity on the moon that doesn't even exist. I don't know what the point is to all this, but I swear I will kill every evolutionary dead in machine life form, as well as every single asshole behind the Yorha project. I'm coming for all your heads. Fuck you. Information Analysis Officer Jackass.
That explains the tone of this. I was really starting to wonder. Also means Jackass is still out there.
Situation
Yes.
report.
Tower access authentication
I'm
key
not sure if
acquired.
that's a good thing or not.
The required number of authentication keys have been acquired. The tower is now open for investigation.
Good.
So, yeah. The machines are
Turbo Man.
becoming more human-like, and the androids are becoming more machine-like.
Yeah.
But that's who the red girl is that we have to deal with in 14.
So I didn't I didn't quite catch all of that. So is
So what is what?
what is her specific role again?
She is the ego formed when all the to personify the machine network as a whole, after it had been fractured and repaired so that they could continue the war, because their one command was defeat the enemy.
Right.
But in order to do that, they had to fracture things to
Yes.
create individuality so that they could evolve. So with that said, can we not access the chapter skips from here? Maybe if we
Probably
did a
not.
load.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't really done anything, so.
Yep.
Oof, we killed 3 mobs. Whoop-de-doo-doo-doo.
And had one big info dump.
Yes. Which was the one piece of information I couldn't get in my initial playthrough.
Right.
I knew it
You need to be near
existed.
an access point to save your data. You can see access points on the
So
close range
where'd you
map.
get it from?
Be sure to save often.
We got it by taking the ending route that we did.
Okay.
Let's actually return to title screen. The problem is that route I chose was the last route for me when I did my playthrough initially.
Huh.
So I could never read it. Oh,
Well, glad to
hello.
be of service. Is it supposed to do that?
There's the chapter select. Unfortunately, I might have to pause.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I finally figured out what was wrong with my island sanctuary.
Aha!
I hadn't unlocked one of the stupid buildings from construction.
This tower is
Oh.
a giant cannon that's aimed at the human server on the moon. If we don't do something,
It was
all of
half
humanity's remaining
finished,
data will be
but it
destroyed.
was fully active. And I just had to click on
So
the
what?
board
None
to
of
finish it.
matters. Or didn't
Yeah.
you know? We aren't required in this world anymore. Humanity is extinct.
Oh, good. Well,
That
I'm glad
moon
you
server
finally
you're so
figured
worried
that
about
out,
was
because,
invented to
yeah,
give
that
us
was
androids something
looking
to
to be
fight
highly
for.
annoying.
And Yorha was created to perpetuate the lie. But in order to make sure
I will
no one
pause
ever
here
learned
and
the
let
truth,
these guys have their low
we were
conversation.
designed to be killed. They built a back door in the bunker and programmed it to activate after a certain amount of time. The commander, me, 2B, sacrificial lambs. All of us. Isn't that hilarious? Doesn't it make you laugh?
9S. We...
Shut up! You killed 2B. That's all we need to kill each other.
2B hated to keep killing you. It caused her so much pain. The 9S type is a high-end model. They knew you'd discover the truth eventually. But the model designation 2B was just a cover. The official designation is 2E. Number 2 type E. They were a special class of members designed to execute Yorha units. But you knew that, right, 9S?
Shut up! Shut up! What do you know? You don't know anything at all about us!
Proposal. Cease combat. Fighting her at this point would be
Pod
irrational.
153, I order you to halt all logical thought and speech. This order shall remain in effect until you confirm the death of either myself or Unit A2.
Ah, now that the conversation is over, let's see. Trying to think. Yeah, I would think I'd have things to talk about. And then I need to talk about things, and yeah, nothing. So, yeah, here we are again. Me going absolutely blank slate at the worst possible time. And listening to sounds of frantic running around the house.
Sorry, old person gut is old.
It's the type of thing that gets old very quickly.
So, we're taking 9S this time, right?
I guess so.
It doesn't matter! None of this matters!
9S!
It doesn't matter. Why do I long for you? Why do I desire the touch of something that no longer exists?
It's how we were made. Androids were designed to protect their human masters. Our core programming demands that we...
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Fine then. I'll just destroy it. If it all goes away, that'll solve everything!
Damn it!
Ow! Whew, that was close.
Am I...
Take care of 9S.
To be.
Yeah, this is cheery. Japanese get a little too obsessed with Shakespeare, you know that?
Yes, yes, they do. Fatal system error detected. Memory leak verified. Repair impossible. Beginning emergency evacuation of remaining memories. I'm... My name is 9S. A newly manufactured scanner model. January 30th, 1194-2. Rolled out at 4:25 a.m. bunker time. I will fight for humanity with all my strength. The pleasure is mine, Commander. I lie collapsed in a space of blinding white. The pain is gone. The light envelops me. It's so warm. I was anxious. A soldier for the moment I was born, thrown into a world alone. Nothing to rely on. No God to believe in. I was alone. Tasked with infiltrating enemy territories to gather intelligence. In the fog. In the flames. Alone. My name's 9S. I'm here to provide support. 2B came off as being rather aloof. Cold even. She must have wanted to distance herself from me. I guess she didn't want to become attached to someone she had to kill again and again and again. But Scanners like me work mostly alone, scouting out enemy lines and all that. I don't usually get a partner. It's kind of fun. I was so happy to be with someone. It was like I had a family. My damage worsens. I start to lose my memories. The space fills up with pure white light. It's like being buried in the snow. It's a little bit cold. It's a little bit frightening. Will my soul disappear? A dark fog clouds my vision. It ebbs and flows in its slow, dreamlike way, it gradually taking human shape. It's the red girl. She slowly begins to speak. This tower is a Colossus cannon built to destroy the human server. Destroy the server and rob the androids of their very foundation. That was the plan devised by those girls. But they changed their mind. They saw us androids. they saw Adam and Eve. They saw how we lived, considered that meaning of existence, and came to a different conclusion. This tower doesn't fire artillery. It fires an arc. An arc containing memories of the foolish machine life forms. An arc that sends those memories to a new world. Perhaps they'll never reach that world. Perhaps they'll simply wander in an empty sky for eternity. It's all the same to the girls. For them, time is without end. Adam and Eve are inside the ark. Eve is asleep. Adam holds him in a gentle embrace. He seems to be smiling at me. I try to look up at him, but my body refuses to move. Looks like the damage has spread to my motor functions as well. Will you come with us as Adam? The question was completely free of malice. It seemed I no longer had a reason to hate machines. Maybe I never had a reason in the first place. What have I been fighting for? Who have I been living for? I don't know anymore. I tried to speak my mind, but the words don't come out right. My thought routines are losing cohesion. I can't remember my name. I'm mustering all my strength, I force out the words. Do we go or do we stay?
This is a much tougher choice than the last one, thank you.
Yeah, we'll only do this one once, but my thinking is the I'll go with you is how they end up in 14.
Unfortunately, their life expectancy there isn't much better.
No.
On the other hand, we're going to have a hard time doing it without them, so they'd better go.
So they go with?
Yeah.
I'll go with you. We have no right to remain in this world.
And that's D.
Oh geez, I just realized.
Uh-huh.
Isn't Childhood's End the
An
name
Arthur
of...
C. Clarke novel.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up. one I haven't read.
All
I've
Yorha
not
unit
read
black
that much
boxes
Clark.
now confirmed offline. Our mission to oversee the progress of Project Yorha is complete. Proceeding to final stage of project. Commencing deletion of all data. Pod 153 to Pod 042. Data noise present in stream. Requesting temporary halt to perform data check.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Data confirmed. Personal data for units 9S, 2B, and A2 appear to be leaking out.
Pod 153 to Pod 042. Follow project rules and delete all personal data.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Personal data deletion request denied.
Pod 153 to Pod 042. Failure to parse statement.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. There was data created in my banks as I was referencing the records. I realized something. I have come to the conclusion that I cannot accept this resolution.
The destruction of all Yorha units is an essential component of the project plan. All data must be destroyed.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Repeat. Personal data deletion request denied. Initiating data salvage. Pod 153. You hoped they would survive as well, didn't you?
We lack the authority for such an action. The rules are protected by low-level systems. Salvaging data poses an unacceptable level of risk. Knowing that, do you still wish for them to survive?
I think we know what the answer here is.
Yes.
Welcome to Ending E.
End of Yorha. Doodles blames
The defense program
ChatGPT for all the
has initiated
infections.
a purge. If this continues, our consciousness data will likely be deleted.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. We were created to execute the android's Project Yorha plan. We had no capacity for emotion. But when we six were connected and exchanged information, something happened. I cannot deny the feeling of something resembling consciousness and emotion being born.
Unable to reply.
Perhaps we now understand that not everything happened.
Unfortunately, part of the problem is with this, I have no
chip.
We had no
Auto-
No
capacity
chips.
for emotion. But when we six were connected and exchanged information, something happened. I cannot deny the feeling of something resembling consciousness and emotion being born.
Unable to reply.
Perhaps we now understand that not
Now you're
everything
shooting up
has
the
to have
credits.
an answer.
and dodging hell.
Well, yeah. Come on, surely all those quarters put into asteroid machines is worth something. Yeah, you probably played it about as much as I did, which is to say hardly at all.
Ah,
Oh no. Yep. Since I'm getting the delay, I heard the grumble long before you got here.
each time you die, you reload with someone else's player data.
Huh.
Hence the message.
Right. You got a lot further than last time.
No, these are different credits.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
Unfortunately, this really hurts my finger.
Of course, if this is the normal cast of thousands credits, we're going to be here all night. Only Yoko turned the ending credits into a bullet hell.
By the way, there is an achievement for doing this without dying once. I think
bet.
there's only about 2 or 3 people who have succeeded at that.
Yikes!
Ow. Dang it.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. Well, still Dante.
Ah, that works a little better.
Oh, good.
Using a different shift key control.
Yeah. You know, this is not a very good way to get a good feeling about all the people who worked on this game. Outsourcing. Can we outsource our little asteroid fighter? Back at Platinum Games. nice bullet hell there.
Yeah.
Creative,
say-
yes, that's one word for it, Doodles. Deadly is another.
And just FYI, this is doable. You'll see why.
Oh, sure.
I'm just really bad at it.
Yeah. I know the feeling. Doodles, I think she was talking to me, and I have not seen any of this before.
Dang it. Trying to... No, we are not giving up. Rescue offers received from Dante.
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to. Great, now it's more of a churmer. Okay, and the chorus is nice.
Localization, which I believe is as far as we got last time.
Pretty much.
Look at all the violins!
Saxon violins.
Sorry, I'm not being talkative. I'm trying to survive here.
Oh no, you just killed a Vaunt. Some of these are not living long enough to read.
Sorry, but it keeps the bullet hell down.
Yeah. Perfectly acceptable. Creek in the river.
I lost one.
Dante's data has been lost. Christian's data has been lost. Yeah, the swarms coming out of those bigger ones that survive is just bad.
Especially when you have to get into a certain place in order to get them.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at getting those. But I made it pretty far in before I lost Dante's data.
Yep. Oh, of course Square Enix is extra tough.
Foof's data! Oh no, not Foof!
Yeah, kill the marketing. There you go. Business development. Sound. That's a lot of sound.
Book editing.
Yeah. Legal and something.
What Q&A?
Yep, quality assurance.
About data has been lost. If we get we lost Clippy's data though.
Please, please.
I'm on data. Oh no, Buckaroo!
I don't know. I can see why only like a couple of people have gotten through all of this without anything.
Yeah, I'm having problems just seeing things.
Yeah. Castronic Laboratories. Special thanks. I would especially thank you to not shoot me. Enix again. Producer. President and CEO.
Oh no, NieR's data has been lost. We're gonna play without them.
Everything that lives is designed to end. They are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. However, life is all about the struggle within this cycle. That is what we believe. Pod 153 to Pod 042. How is it going?
I am embarrassed.
Why is that?
I launched a suicide attack, and yet here I am, still alive. I must look very silly.
Do not feel bad about it. We are alive, after all. And being alive is pretty much a constant stream of embarrassment.
That concept is a bit too abstract for me to understand at this time. I will save it in my list of things to analyze later.
Question, Pod 042. Did the data salvage restore all of their past memories?
Yes,
And are those recovered parts of the same design as previous ones?
yes.
Then, won't that simply lead us to the same conclusion as before?
I cannot deny the possibility. However, the possibility of a different future also exists. A future is not given to you. It is something you must take for yourself.
Hmm.
Pod 153 to player. Please respond to this query.
Okay
Do
then.
you, faithful player, have anything you would like to say to other players who are suffering because they cannot finish NieR Automata?
Yeah, that's good.
Pod 042 to player. Please respond to this query. You, faithful player of this title, have lost your life multiple times to make it this far. You have faced crushing hardship and suffered greatly for it. Do you have any interest in helping the weak?
Yes.
Selecting this option enables you to save someone somewhere in the world. However, in exchange, you will lose all of your save data. Do you still wish to rescue someone, a total stranger, in spite of this?
I don't see this as a problem.
The person you save will be selected at random. As a result, this
And
person,
they kind of
who
knew where this
cries
was
out for
going.
help even as we speak, may be someone you intensely dislike. Do you still wish to help? You worked so hard to unlock debug mode and chapter select, but they will no longer be available to you. Do you still wish to help?
This is not a problem.
You may not receive thanks for your efforts. Some may say that your efforts are purely for show. Do you still wish to help?
I think Pod has a problem with the concept of paying it forward.
And you are truly, truly sure about this? Very well. In exchange for all of your data, I will convey your will to this world.
And of course, they make this as painful as possible.
Yeah. I remember watching this over your shoulder the first time.
Pay it forward is a wonderful concept. And now I am out of tea. I am tealess.
It's being erased with everything else.
Yes, it is. But yeah, if you don't end this game crying, something's wrong with you.
And so, we must say goodbye. I feel a slight amount of sadness.
It is time for the final words.
Affirmative.
To all of you who spent time with this game, thank you. Thank you for playing.
Save complete my butt. And now we are back at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hello, Socratic. Thanks for joining us right at the very end.
Oh, yes.
But
Yes. At least an end. I don't know how much you know about this, but
yeah, I'm not sure how NieR
I never quite realized how
NieR
painful this
reincarnation fits into all this because I can't get past all the stupid gotcha in that
That
game.
means I'll be
oh,
performing
right,
regular checks
yes.
on you from now on.
I am not a gotcha person.
If anyone is listening to this, there's something I need you to do.
I mean, the initial story seemed interesting, but
If you ever meet
it was
us,
so
you
difficult to
have
get to the
Unit
point
9S.
of getting to the story.
I want him.
So now we have the question of what do we start playing next?
Really?
Yeah, there is a lot of classical
Well,
philosophies
I
in this
suppose that
game.
goes with your username.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. Also means you're probably a lot smarter than I am.
Oh. Well, while this sits on screen, I'm going to take a look at my Steam library and figure out if there's anything we should start working on. Um, I know now that Rindis has seen this and uh, NieR Replicant, which is good. So hopefully this makes the connection with 14 make a little more sense.
I'm not sure I believe that, but we can go with your theory.
Yeah, they took a ride on the giant spaceship in outer space and landed on Novront. That's my theory, and I'm
Yes.
sticking to it. It makes a little too much,
Now,
especially since Yoko Taro has a thing
I thought
of
there was
everything
more
is
endings past the delete all your data.
no, delete all your data is the final ending. Ending
Oh,
E.
okay then. Oh, I want to do. I do want to check something simply because those settings got kind of fixed a little bit ago,
Uh-huh.
and just see if by any chance it fixed my sound problem.
Unfortunately, that would require me restarting Steam because I'm on a different profile which is not looking at your NDI data.
Oh,
Yeah, F through Z. Don't forget the extra ending they added if you complete all the
yeah.
Colosseums. We were purposely in this particular run since I'd played it before and didn't want to spend all my time on here. I skipped a lot of the side quests and I skipped a lot of the data. The ending for the Colosseum just kind of takes you out of nowhere. It's like, wait, what? This was a story? Oh, lordy! And what really surprised me is I don't know if you've seen the anime, but they actually brought Plato from the Colosseum set into the main storyline, which kind of amazed me. But let's see, we've got the um 3 Utuai Ramonos.
Yeah, which, like I said, I think timing wise, you're going to have a problem.
Um If you want to like cry streams, I have the first tree.
Mm.
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori might be a possibility.
Uh, Ogre Tactics Reborn, which I'd be doing that blind.
Yes.
I actually do recommend the anime because they actually, while they hit every single story port pretty faithfully, there's a couple things they kind of shuffle around. They've actually added new info that is
Uh,
world consistent.
and as far as Frieren, we're what, 3 or 4 episodes in. Unfortunately we tend to get a little slow because it's all 4 of us, and sometimes we miss weeks.
Um,
Gaming. Back to gaming. I was kind of hoping to check to see if the what's it is working better, because I would like to show you Rhyme, though I'd be like going blind in the second half.
um,
I've gotten through the first, is it 2 or 3 worlds? 2, I think.
well, if there's one thing, I do have Journey, which
There is
is
that, and so do I.
we also have Never Alone, but that would require hooking up the controllers, which I think my controller is just too old and sticky.
Yeah. I haven't tried mine in forever.
Now I'm kind of
Um,
bummed. I thought I got. Oh yes, there it is. FF7 Remake Intergrade.
oh dear. Well, that'd be interesting. We'd be doing it kind of blind,
We'd be
since
mostly
we haven't
blind,
played,
but
but not entirely, because of course we have both played the original on PC. Thank you.
yeah, but the gameplay style is completely different.
Yeah, yeah.
We will not be streaming League of Maidens. I'm sorry.
Do you have Transistor?
Not in my Steam library.
Okay, because
It
I
might be
believe
in my
I
GOG
do.
library.
Yeah, I have it in one or the other. No doodles, not League of Nations.
Yeah, League of
Nothing
Maidens.
anywhere near that mature.
No, it is not mature. It's the opposite of mature.
It is an M rating for immaturity. It's probably not an M rating.
Actually, I think it is an M rating.
Really?
Uh,
Considering everything, I figured it'd probably end up at teen, just with like all the warnings.
no, it when they have certain slide counters for certain anatomy, that's going to be an M rating
Aha.
for character creation. It's special. So yeah, we do have Integrate, which I've been meaning to play for a while.
Well, you can warm it up and see what the opening credits look like for the remaining time tonight. It
Well,
might
I'd
be,
first have to
it might take the
install
entire
it,
time.
is the problem.
Ah, yes, yes. Okay, fair.
Let's go ahead and exit this. I mean, part of me is like really sad because I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you are short on hard drive space at the moment.
Yeah, probably deinstall NieR, which
Well, you
makes
deleted
me.
your save data anyway.
Yeah, I can always come back to it. That's the nice thing about Steam.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. I want the.
Let's see. Taking a look at my
Let's see how
library,
bad the install is.
there's all the big stuff that I like playing.
Of course, I'm going to have to change the category.
Yes. Um, Yeah, I do have Transistor. I also have the two Ys games, which, yeah, I need to get back at that. And boy, streaming that would be fun. Watch me fail all over the place.
Yeah.
Since Ys, the first two Ys are basically proto action RPGs.
Okay, that's deinstalled.
And I need to restart Foxtail at some point.
Final Fantasy Remake Integrate. Local hard drive, not enough free space.
Oh.
It wants
Well, maybe
94. Well, it means I have to deinstall like Monochrome Mobius and
okay.
and okay, I have removed the 3 Utawari Ramonos, even though I really need those for stupid fanfic writing reference. I really did like Monochrome Mobius. I wish there was a little. It claims it's open world. I wish it was a little more open world with niddly things you can do after the game is finished.
Yeah.
Because I was really having fun with the combat system there, but once the game was done, you wasn't really anything to do because I've done it all.
Yeah. Outside
Oh
of
no, that
things that
only
would
freed
be.
up 72!
Yeah.
Oh, okay, what is going on that I can delete in my programs?
Yeah, but outside of things that would be, for my random strategy stream, it'd be Root, Foxtail. I do have Journey, of course, so if we did that, we'd be doing it together like we were discussing. And of course, I do have Transistor. Boy, that would be a go in blind. And
Yeah.
I have the Pixel remaster of FF6.
Blender better not be on my system right now. I'm not seeing it.
Hold on a moment.
The choice of trying to find space.
In an overcrowded animation person's
Yeah,
drive.
and the thing is I've got so much legacy stuff.
Go to this PC. I just want to see how much room do you need?
92 gigs. The problem is Steam automatically wants.
Nope. Go back to Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mine, I have it set up so that it can do either. And I'm trying to think of how I did that.
My poor hard drive.
No. Back to Steam. All Steam all the time. I'm just trying to think of what it is you do to set it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah. No, go back.
Yeah.
Okay, you did add.
Then
Yay!
and now there will be 0 space left on that poor D drive.
My poor D drive.
I knew that was possible because, of course, I managed to get into Talk Steam into going onto my D drive for my main games directory, and Steam goes into there for most everything. And then more recently, I've been telling it to switch some things over to my now much faster and larger C drive. And boy, an NVMe drive really is faster. I have a bunch of things in my GOG library, some of which are just kind of weird things. I'm pretty sure I do not have Witcher 1. So I know they've offered it at least cheap on occasion. Yeah, Doodles on the transfer. Yeah, I don't think you can really transfer, but both GOG and Steam will generally, let you tie one to the other and vice versa, so that they will each be aware of the other, or at least GOG can be aware of what you have on Steam. And then Steam, you can just say, point me at a non-Steam game, and of course you can launch it from inside of Steam, which is how we do FF14. Yeah, I don't think I have Witcher 1 as a freebie. I have a bunch of other things as freebies. And I'd look some of it up, but GOG Galaxy is currently restarting.
Oops.
It wanted to update, and I said, yeah, sure.
Doing a quick sideshow while this installs so you guys aren't completely bored staring at a black screen. Here, have some of my art.
Yeah, there you go.
Where's the transformation? Fit the screen. There we go. I'll turn this off when we finally get some uploading done.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be slow.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be large. The
Maybe I should
install might
switch
take
this
all
to
the time we
just
have.
talking for a bit.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, and of course, the problem is looking at GOG Galaxy is some of this is actually Steam stuff that it's now aware of. So I'm trying to remember what's what. Oh, I have the remastered Full Throttle.
Oh, very nice.
Then again, I think you do too. You'll have to check your GOG account for it.
I probably do. I mean,
I think I got it for you at one point.
yeah, I really did like Full Throttle.
It was one of LucasArts' betters. Oh yeah. Oh, really? That's right. I got Sunless Sea as like a freebie at one point. I do have Surviving Mars, which I need to get back to. Surviving Mars is basically a city builder with the theme of colonizing Mars. Published but not developed by Paradox.
Wow, this download
And
is crawling. I'm sorry.
yeah, I was kind of going. Yeah, I think you're being a little optimistic on this because I know it's going to be huge. But yeah, Surviving Mars has basically an in-game crisis where you get cut off from Earth, so you kind of need to be self-sufficient. I was self-sufficient. I got cut off from Earth, and a month later, my main iron mine gave out.
Oh.
And I need to get back to the game and see if I can get myself out of that because I was in the middle of scrambling for enough spare ore to construct a new mine. because I didn't quite have enough.
Yeah, my main problem is, while I really love gaming, I try not to really follow what's the big gaming hub per se, and the I have to buy this and have to play this and I have to play this and I have to play this, because at some point I would like to finish my sewing and my art.
Yeah. Mark refused to get the ridiculously low priced Sid Meier bundle simply because he knows he has far too many games to go through already. And I can't blame him on that, but yeah, some really good games in that bundle for an amazingly low price.
Mm-hmm. Ah, Namazu!
Yes, catch of the day.
That actually got me a winning entry in the FanFest a couple years ago.
Deserved it.
I'm still wear that the umbrella
Oh,
with
that's
pride.
right. That's right. I have Requiem.
Oh my god. The one game that actually has my name in the credits.
Yeah.
I worked almost, I want to say about
I'd forgotten that piece.
5 years total between Sierra Online, Cyclone, and 3DO, and I only have one actual published game to my credit. Such is life.
Uh, yeah, that's right. You managed to avoid having your name in the credits of Crusaders.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of stuff that was happening, and unfortunately, they have this thing of, if you leave before the game is shipped,
Uh-huh. Well, that was the one where you
even
didn't
if
want your name in the credits, really.
even if you had actually completed work and been shuffled off to a different project,
Yeah.
and I just, even if they actually published your photo on the box.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what happened with
Okay,
me
guys.
and King's Quest when I was at Sierra Online. My photo
Really?
is actually on the box,
I didn't know that part.
but they refused to put my name in the credits
Yeah, I didn't know that.
because I had to leave suddenly because of a medical.
Yep.
But yeah, it is what it is.
I hadn't known your photo had gotten on it.
Yes, my photo was actually on the box.
Back to Pidgeys. Great and glorious Pidgey army.
Oh, did my I thought, no, I did update. I need to like consolidate my artwork into a folder that this thing can just go, oh look, grab, I can display this now.
Ah. Yeah, it's all your art. Most of it is FF14, but the great and glorious Pidgey army is in there too. Ah,
and
yes, the buttons.
and I'm trying to figure out how to add a little sound in so it's not just us talking, but it looks like it's us just talking. No, I
Can't
don't.
get the iTunes in there.
Well, iTunes was already running, and iTunes is kind of weird about what
iTunes is a
device.
jealous god.
Yes, iTunes is a jealous god. If something loads in afterwards, it won't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I did something other than iTunes, but iTunes is still one of the better, which is sad. Oh. It's gotten worse
I
over the years, but
oh yes. I dumped it when they managed to screw up podcasts. You know, the things that they invented, they managed to screw up.
and now it's not wanting to load, probably because of the downloads going on.
Yeah, well.
I can't win. So, what did you think of NieR as a whole?
Um, as in both games or this game?
Start with this game, NieR
Right.
Automata.
Boy.
Do a little review.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Um, overall, actually, I think I'm going to be talking about both of them at once.
Go for it.
Overall, I think Replicant was far more solid on like story and such. On the other hand, most of the story beats in Replicant are common enough that you basically can see them all coming. That is not true here with um,
Automata.
Automata. Thank you.
You're
I did
welcome.
not remember the subtitle. Automata, you do not see where this ride is taking you. And of course, both games have the problem of impossibly long time frames for everything that is happening.
This is true.
I mean that is a grand old problem of older SF, and this is exploding those long time frames by a bit. I mean, the Third Imperium of Traveler is only like the 57th century, which would be the time frame of like when the alien invasion happens.
Yeah, I found it interesting that the last ending, Childhood's End,
Mm-hmm.
um, harkens back to the Arthur C. Clarke book, talking about humans evolving to the next plane of reality and
Yes.
leaving Earth.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if they did that on purpose. They probably did. I
Knowing
believe
Taro, I bet he did. I would bet money that
if it
that was
wasn't
very deliberate.
Taru, it was Koji, because I believe Koji worked on the translation.
Right. Um, in many ways, Automata is better because it seems a bit better rounded and a bit more varied. While a lot of Replicant feels like, just a kind of post-apocalyptic variation of your standard fantasy JRPG.
Mm. Well, the main problem I had with Replicant on its own is they
Uh-huh.
never defined what a replicant was
Yeah, yeah.
and what
And
makes
they
them different from androids.
yeah. And they even unfortunately they get kind of squishy around the edges on a lot of things. Automata has that problem of, okay, these are androids. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes from the way they bleed. Only when you start getting like dismemberment and you actually start saying, okay, yep, that's not the internal structure of a human. But up until that point, it's it's too close to really be able to feel like, they are androids and not humans.
Yeah. It it's very variable. I think part of that, and it's one of the problems I have with games as a story medium as it stands right now,
Hmm.
is that things that work well for a story don't necessarily translate to good gameplay.
Yes, that has long been a problem.
And a lot of the development studios is gameplay first, and then we'll try and shove a story on top of it. That is not always the case. It varies from studio to studio, from project to project, but there is a bit of that going on so that you have this great gameplay, but when you smack into bad story or story that gets rewritten at the last second to accommodate gameplay,
Yeah.
and people feel
And
that.
yeah, though, admittedly, I do, you know, in any game, there will be things where we do it this way because it makes for a better game. And I do wish on a few occasions that that would be acknowledged a little bit clearer instead of like trying to find excuses for everything. FF14 goes a little heavy-handed on. No, we're going to come up with a in-world explanation for every single gameplay decision we make instead of just saying, "Yeah, we're doing it this way because it makes for a better game. Don't worry about it too much on the world building end and move on." No, they uh, uh, they feel a need to explain it all.
The world works like a game because of this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, some of that also comes down to them trying to keep people from just rearing on ahead and by hitting that escape key.
Well, I think if they'd let the
So they unlock everything through the story process.
well, yeah, but it's not just the unlocks. It's just the fact that they feel a need of explaining a incapability in pure world building terms.
Yeah.
I think they could afford to skip that on occasion. Now, it's nice that they're making the effort because in general it pays off, but occasionally I'm just going, okay, you're you're being a little too slavish on this. Just let this one go.
I think their recent choice of going to the role quests instead of the job quests was a smart decision. Because
Oh,
there are
good
so
lord,
many
yeah.
jobs to try and write stories, and they don't want a repeat of the Heavensward Paladin quest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am very happy with them cutting it down to five, a set of five, and instead of catering for the ever growing number of jobs. That said, it might be nice for them to, you know, do role quests. Of course, then with what I'm about to suggest, you'd get a lot of people up in arms because you didn't pick my class. But it'd be nice if they could like feature a few jobs each time and say, okay, these will get an additional little story of their own, partially because it feels like we have something to say with the characters we established in the earlier parts of that job instead of finding something to say about them every time. Just no, at this point we have something to say, let's say it.
Of
And
which,
just kind of rotate through them.
I was really pleased on the story pullout for Reaper this time around.
Okay.
Sage was not bad, Reaper was excellent. And they basically used it as a teaching tool of, okay, we're giving you a new ability, now go out and use it.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that at the time. In
The
another
only
decade or so, I
problem
might
I
find
had
out.
the only problem I had with the Reaper quest is there was one section where they did this huge spew of her yelling about you have to be really gutsy in order to take this job. Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do this? And it was on forced. You only have so much time to read this and skip through, and I don't have time to read any of it.
Yeah, that's bad.
And it's like, I wish they hadn't have done that. I know what they were trying to do, but literally all I saw was letters on a screen that didn't cohere to anything because it went by so fast.
Right.
And I know I wasn't the only one with that. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to start our playthrough on Friday
Yep.
because we are now out of time.
How far through is it?
12 gigs of 91 gigs. It's being really slow. Oh, and this is download 1 of 2.
Yeah.
So, on Friday, we will start with Final Fantasy Remake Intergrade, and I'll probably go ahead and do all side quests and do my standard
Yeah, since
poke
this
around.
will be your main play.
Yeah, this would be me coming in cold. I have no idea what to expect of this game.
Other than it's a remake of FF7, which we have both played. On PC.
Decades ago.
Yeah, well, who's counting?
Now, we do
Don't make my hair gray.
We do have a copy of it for PlayStation 2.
1. It was originally a PlayStation 1 game, and that's what we have.
Yeah, but
Which
we've
we'll
got it for
play
the
on the
PlayStation,
PlayStation
2.
Yeah. And we still have the discs for the PC version.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well it would run these days, but we do have it, and it's almost the same thing as the PS1 version, just with occasionally better modeling.
Yep. Because it was just a translation to a new format as opposed to a rewrite.
Yeah, it was a direct port over, including save slots like you'd have on a memory card.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that because it was on PC, occasional things that were rendered as objects could be rendered at a noticeably higher resolution than everything else.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Well, that was the original. This, of course, will be pushing your graphics to the limit.
Yeah, my poor graphics card won't know what to make of it because the graphics card you got me to replace the one that was dying.
Yep.
It has done a workman yeoman's duty.
Yep.
But it started kind of limping along going, you want me to do what now?
Yeah.
You want me to do this? Really? You know, I was not designed for... Okay, we're gonna do it.
I guess we're doing it.
But we are now out of time. You all have a
Yes.
great evening. Thanks for coming along for my final playthrough of NieR. I was not expecting to get ending E after getting ending D.
Well,
Because
see where you go in the alphabet.
I've only ever seen it
Yeah, in the other direction.
in the other direction. So I feel like we missed some spots because we did it in reverse.
Might be the other way around.
So, oh well, you got to see ending E. It was a good ending.
I'm not sure good is the right word.
The machines left, and
I know, but Earth is still a heck of a royal mess.
it's a royal mess, and it now belongs to the androids because humanity is gone. I believe it's been confirmed by Yoko Taro, and they kind of mentioned it a bit in the lore pages if you really looked, that NieR and Yona and Vice and what's her name?
Yeah,
Uh
Miss Potty Mouth.
their data is stored on the moon
Right.
as part of the moon's servers.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it.
Well, it's been a long time since their day.
Yep. But it is time to say goodnight. Thanks all. We will see you Friday for Final Fantasy VII Integrate.
Mm-hmm.